Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and we're going to make some, I guess we can call them trifold journal tags. I'll come up with a good name for them. Right now I don't know. And I'm going to use some of this paper that I have printed out. This is Rach and Bella, and I'm doing a video. I'm doing a journal using this right now, and I think this is cottage something. I'll try to find it and I'll link it below. And there may be a couple of kits mixed in there. I have just pulled out what I have printed and we're going to go with that. Now, let's see. I'm not going to try to get this, well, I'm going to try to get it exact, but you know it won't be exact. So I'm going to fold it over first one way, and then and fold it the other way. So we've got a little trifold here. Now I've already printed on the back side of this, but if you have one-sided paper and you want to make one of these, just line the inside with some writing paper. And then I just folded that first one over a little bit. Let's see how much. I know a lot of you like measurements, so 3.5 inches, and then this one I just folded to meet the edge of that one. That's all that we're going to do. How simple it is. Now, if you don't want your tags this tall, then you can trim them down, use some of your scraps, and make them a little bit shorter. I'm not sure. I'll have to measure on this in a minute. I've got a little white strip right here, and I'm going to trim that off. So this would be 8.5, and that's probably going to be a little bit tall. And I sure do hate to trim it off though, because I love all of this. Let me think. You know what? I don't think I'm going to trim it off. Let's do this. Let's fold this up. I'm just making this up as I go. I'm going to fold that up. And I know, yes, that's upside down, but that's okay. It'll be an inside pocket, what it'll be. And I've seen, you know, these have been out there before, I'm sure. I have probably even made them like this before, but I thought that would be something good we could do today. And you can use any of your scrap paper that you might have to do this. Okay, I'm just trying to get it pretty close to even. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing I do in this life is perfect. Okay, then you've got 3 inside tuck pockets and plenty of writing room. And on the inside, we would just tuck little bitty cards and things. Now, if you don't want that, just cut it off. I don't mind this being upside down. That doesn't bother me. But if you'd rather it be right side up, just cut this off, turn it over, and glue it back down again. But it doesn't bother me. So I'm going to leave mine. Now, I am going to, trying to decide if I want to round. I think I'll cut the corners. I'm going to cut them a little bit, not much. Just a little piece off there. So then we have the tag shape. I like that. I really do. And we can punch a hole up here in this one and put a little pull on there if we want, or we can put one of these tabs on there. So we'll do one or the other in a minute. I'm not going to do either one right now. Right now I'm going to ink around it and then glue that little pocket down on the inside. And this one will be finished and ready to go in a journal, other than putting a pull on it. Now I'm also going to fold this back like this and ink a little bit there. To me, it just kind of makes it look more finished off. And then I'm going to put a little bit of ink around the inside here. I made a journal with this, using this kit back in, maybe in February, March, somewhere around in there, because Rachel was doing a collab, and I did it for the collab. So I'm trying to think if I want to cut that off and turn it around or leave it upside down. You know what? I think I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to cut it off. Yeah. Just because I love that chair and that little house and all of that on there. You don't have to do it. I'm just thinking it through as I go along, and I think that'll be pretty. Okay, I'm just going to cut it as best I can right down that little seam there. Okay. Now, to put this on the inside, if I just glue it like this, down at the bottom, I'm going to lose some of that. No, let's do that. Okay, then we're going to put glue on this and glue that pocket back down. Let's make sure I'm putting it on the right spot. Now, run your glue as close to the edge as you can. Just a little bead is enough to keep it in place. You could also just stitch on this if you wanted. My running my glue is not very straight, I can tell you that. It's a crooked. Oh poo. I needed to punch these first. So let's punch these. Oh, I can't. Okay, let's see if I can punch this one. I may have to put another piece of paper behind it. Sometimes if you hold it really tight, yeah. Just hold your paper tight, straight out, and it'll punch, normally. You don't have to put anything behind it. So we're just going to lay that right down at the bottom. There we go. Trim that little piece off right there. Okay. Now we have the little pockets on the inside. We have plenty of writing room, and we can tuck some of those little tiny pieces in here. This actually come from this collection. Look how cute the little piggies are. I have to cut those out, but they're cute as they can be. Oh look, my folds don't match now, so we're gonna have to fold it again. Okay, before I glue that down, don't glue it down until you refold. I messed up. So we're going to refold it, and then we'll glue it down. So let's refold this one, because you know when I flip-flopped it, my score lines changed. Okay, maybe that'll work now. Don't glue it down until you put your score lines in. I'm just going to go back over them one more time. And yeah, I do have the score lines in a couple of places, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. And I will have to trim that off just a tiny bit there. So next time we'll try to do better. Let's just trim this little bit off. Okay. Now, let's glue it down like it needs to be. Okay, now let's try this again. I don't want to throw this one away. Well, I won't throw it away. That's why I wanted to go ahead and try to salvage it. And that's fine. That's going to look fine. I'm going to run a little bit of glue right down this little seam right there, or that little score line I should say. We'll do better on the next one, maybe. Okay, there we go. We've got it now. So we have 3 little pockets. We have our folded up tag that's just the right size to slip in a pocket, and then we'll put a closure up here. Let's do, what about this blue one? Yeah, let's do that one. And these were some that was in the kit, and I punched them out with my whale tail punch. And they were a little bit smaller than my whale tail, so I'm going to trim that off. How many of you out there, I'm going to ask you a question, and I want everybody to answer below. How many of you out there have ever wanted to do a recipe journal? Let me know in the comments if you have ever thought about doing a recipe journal, or if you would like to do one. Because I may have a surprise for you, if you do. If I have enough to comment about it. Okay, put that right in the middle. Whoops, Edith, you and your fingers today. You're doing all kinds of stuff. Okay, there we go. So that's just going to tuck down in a pocket, and it's done. It's finished. You can also put a little pull right here that you could open it up with if you want to. We may just tack a little piece of lace there to open it up with. But that's going to be one. Now let's see if we can do this one a little bit better. Let me find another one that's got the backing already on it. This one will be a cute one. Okay, on the bottom, I think I'm going to cut off about 2.5 inches. So let's do that first and get that glued down before we start folding or inking or anything. Okay, we've got our pieces. And you could just do it like this and leave this piece out. If you don't want to put little pockets in here, that's fine. It's not a problem at all. But I think I want little pockets in here. Oh. Okay, I'm not going to punch right now because I really don't know exactly where my punching needs to go. I think I can punch it after the fact. Maybe. But you could tuck just lots of little things in these. Wouldn't have to be anything big. Just some small little gifts maybe for the person that you're doing the journal for or for yourself. Okay, there we go. Now some of these backgrounds are not what come with the kit. Some of them are my backgrounds, other people's backgrounds that I have used over the years, and I just put them on the back so that I'll have a little bit of color back there. Alright, we're going to go that route on that one. And then I'm just going to fold this over. Like I said, it doesn't matter how wide or how narrow you make it, just make it fit. And if you have a focal point that you want to go on the front, just make sure you fold it for that focal point. So now see how much better that did since we planned it like that. Let's see if I can slide my little punch in here to do a punch. Maybe. We're not going to be able to do one without pulling this up right now because the glue's still wet. So we'll do one of those later. On this one, I think I'm going to round the corners. Okay, we've got one corner right here that's not rounded, so we're going to go ahead and do that one. Okay, I like that. And then on this one, I think I'm going to put the pull on the side, I believe. And let's see, we may use, I don't know if I've got one that has a little yellow in it or not. I don't think so. No, I may have to punch one. All of these are pinks and blues, so let's see. No, they're all pinks and blues, so let me punch one. I can go through here, and I got some scraps right here that I can pick out something that will match. We might just do it out of that right there. So how are you guys doing today? Are you good? Are you crafting? Are you working? Are you watching TV? What are you doing? Okay, let's put this one right here, like that. And we could also punch a little, put a little eyelet in there and have a little charm hanging off of it. You could do that. I may do that on some of them. So there is another. See, these come together really quick. You can also make smaller ones, like if you've got a piece like this, make some smaller ones if you want. Let's do one out of this. That's a beautiful paper right there. trying to think. You know what? I may, since this one has the blue, I may turn this one up this way. And just not even, you don't have to cut it off unless it's going to be upside down, and then you want to cut it off. But I think I'll do this one like this. And then just fold this one over to meet. Like that. Ooh, yeah, I like that. So then you have a pocket here, and then a little pocket on the inside. Ooh, I like it. And these we can punch because we've already folded it. There we go. And we'll decorate some of these too. Just hang around. I'm going to decorate some of them up and have them ready to go. I may just do one more before we start decorating because I need 3 is all I need for this one journal that I'm working on. So this will be the 3rd one. Okay, now let's go ahead and glue this down. I'm just going to put a little strip of glue right down that fold line. There we go. Cute. I like that. And then I think on this one I'm going to cut it for a tag. That's cute. I like that. And then for the topper, I think we'll use this. I'm just going to take that little bit of white off the bottom. I'm going to be doing a project. I may try to get it in tomorrow if at all possible. Using the E-Club kit for October. And the reason being is Kara Brandon, she's supposed to get one up, and she may still get one up, but she has resigned as one of our design team members. So I'm not sure if she's going to get one up or not. So I'm going to go ahead and do one. I want to show y'all the kit and show you some things that you can do that's very, very simple with that kit. So hang around for that if you make sure that you hit that notification so that you'll get notified when we put up a new video, because it's going to be fun, I think. From what I'm thinking, if I can do it, it's going to be fun. Show you how those kits can be interpreted and made into journals just like any other kit can, even though they're most of the time either 6x6 paper or 6x8 paper. So, but you can make a journal out of them. Okay, let's see if we have a label that we would want to put on here. No, not that one. Don't really care for it. I mean, I like it, but not on here. I like that one much better with the number. Thank you again, Cindy, for cutting all these out for me. You are wonderful. Let me know when you have another stack ready, and I will send you a label to ship them by. Don't want you to have to pay your money for shipping them. I'll gladly pay for shipping. Okay, we'll put that one there. And I think I want to put a little something on all of them. These be so much easier to fiddle with when I have them all in a binder. Yep. But right now, since I don't have time to make a binder right this minute, or journal, ephemera journal, I'm just going to have to do like I'm doing. Because my ephemera journal for my labels is exploding at the seams, so it won't hold another one. Oh, that's cute. Look at that. Let's put that there. our power was off this morning for about the first, let's say 4.5, 5 hours. When I got up, I had just got out of the shower and was about ready to make my cup of coffee when the power went off. And it made me ill because I wanted a cup of coffee. If you are like me, you have to have that coffee in the mornings, and I just about have to have my coffee. I was going to try one of those on there, and it actually works. Look at that. These you can crimp a little bit more right here. I don't have my crimpers over here, but you can use your little pliers and crimp them a little bit more, and they'll be tighter. And you can put them on your projects and they'll stay, which that one will stay putting it down there, and you can put a little label in there. Isn't that cute? We do have a few more of these, not many, a few more. I love them. I think I've already used 2 packs, but I would want to put this up here, I think, away from the pocket, and so I would need to tighten it up just a little bit with the pliers and just crimp it. But I like that. And I'll put a little, just a little number or something right behind that. Wouldn't that be cute? We'll probably punch these and put a little charm hanging off of them. Okay, I don't know. Let's see if we've got anything else we want to put on here. Maybe a little pink flower to kind of bring that pink in. I don't know if this looks like pink or if it looks like a lavender. Maybe pink. Oh, come on. These little gems have a mind of their own. That's cute. I like that. I could have put it under the lace, but oh well, it's fine. We'll put one over here. And I think I'm going to go with this one. And yes, I've got a pick tool here, but I'm just trying to pull them up without using it. And that's pretty sad because I'll end up tearing it. Okay, like that. Oh, I like that. Now let's see. I think we'll put a little one here. Let me see. Yeah. Pull out another one so that we can have a little more variety. We use this one. It may be the same as I just put down. I don't know. I know Brandon was painting upstairs. He was finishing the doors and things, and he said, I've got all the knobs taped up on the closet doors because I have those, I don't know what you call them, louvered closet doors that kind of trifold. They're the old ones. And he was going to paint those yesterday, and he said I taped the knobs off so that I wouldn't get paint on the knobs. And I went, now remember this, I have lived here since 1988, and I designed this house and all of the rooms and doors and everything. I also bought all of the knobs and everything to put on the doors. And I said, well, why did you tape the knobs? Why don't you just paint them? They're already a white, aren't they? And he looked at me kind of strange, and he said, your knobs are antique brass. I went, they are? He said, yeah. Alicia was sitting there, and she said, Mother, how long have you lived here now? I said a few days, but evidently I don't know what I'm talking about. And she said, oh my word, Mother. She said, you are something else. I said, yeah, I know, that's the problem. I'm something else. I said, you know, that's just certain things that like that I don't pay that much attention to. Like my light covers. I didn't know my light covers were a beige and not a white until he painted the trim white, and then the light covers stand out like a sore thumb because they're a dirty beige. I said, well, I guess that means I need to get some new light covers because that sure doesn't look very good. He said, yeah, sometimes when you paint, you end up and it doesn't look quite as nice as you thought when you're going to have to, you know, change your light covers, or when you've got a light cover on that's a little bit darker. I want to put something like this on, but I don't know if I want it that big or not. Maybe we'll cut down just a little bit of the top. I don't want to lose much of it. So anyway, that was my dilemma. And Alicia just shook her head. She said, Mother, are you forgetting things? Are you going senile? I said, well, hope not. I said, you know that half the time I don't pay attention to what people wear or what color their hair is. Or I said, that's just the way I am. Yeah, I'm going to put that down there. I don't pay that much attention to things, which I probably should, but I don't. I couldn't even tell you, and Brandon just left a few minutes ago. I couldn't even tell you what he had on today. I just don't pay that much attention to what people wear. Unless it's, you know, unless it shows their and then I do. I look more at their face, their hands, and their eyes. I just don't do a lot of looking at clothes. And that's not anywhere near straight. Oh, see, that glue's already stuck. Why don't you guys let me put it on so crooked? Oh well, it's gonna stay now. Once that glue gets stuck, it's there. See, it pulls up everything. Yeah. And you wanted to know if my glue stick was sticky. Yes, it is. It sticks really well. So I'm just going to trim that little edge off right there. There, that'll work. It's a little crooked, but it'll work. And then we could put something over here. Let's see if I've got anything cut out that we could put over here. I did cut just a few things out this morning when the power was off. I couldn't do my regular work, so I went ahead and did some cutting on some things. I might put that on there. I wanted to put one of these birds on, but let's see. That one might work. Yeah, let's do that one. And this was cut. I did this fussy cutting strictly out of necessity because I couldn't work on the computer, couldn't work in the store. So I had to have something to do, so I sat down and did a little bit of fussy cutting with these pieces. Let's see, let's put you right there. That's cute. I like that. And then we can also put something in here if we want. I'm going to leave it for now. So that's that one. Now this one, we're not going to need anything here except maybe some type of label or number or something. Oh, that one's cute. Let's put that on there. These are some labels that I think came from, it says labels from Days Gone By 5, the Junk Journal Studio. There we go. I think we can put something there. Let's put this girl's picture there. That works. And then we might do something in here later. I don't know. It's got a... I like that bee, and I don't want to cover the bee up, so we'll see. This one, I don't think it's going to need anything because it's got lots of different pieces that looks like ephemera on here anyway, so I don't think we're going to need anything on that one. I think I'll leave it as is. Okay, so now let's make just a couple of just regular fold over tags. And I'm just going to use some of these scraps. And they're just going to fold one time. They're not going to be a trifold. And I think I'm going to leave them the height that they are, because I can always use that height. Now, this one is not printed on the inside, so we need to put some paper here. And let me see if I have some paper in this stack or if I need to grab some. I need to grab some. Got my little bundle of paper here that's for backgrounds. Oh, that one's going to be just right there. This is a pretty paper. Don't remember. It says on here, I was just looking at that. Gartner, Gartner Studios. I don't know. Somebody gave it to me, I'm sure, along the way. Just make sure you get lots of glue on it if you're going to put a cover or another page on the inside. Because if you don't, you're going to have little air bubbles that get trapped in there. Ask me how I know. Yep, I've done it plenty of times. Okay. Now, if we don't get this straight, we're not going to worry about it because I can always trim it. Get it straight-ish, and then we can trim. And see, I didn't get it straight at all. That's okay. We'll trim it. That's what they invented these trimmers for. I'm going to line it up on one of these lines here. Right there. Trim that. And then again, line it up down here at the bottom. Trim it. And I'm going to trim one more time. Hopefully that gets it all evened up. If it doesn't, we'll make it even. Now press that glue out really well so that you don't have any air bubbles. And don't fold it until it gets dry, but I'm going to fold mine now. But make sure it's dry before you fold it. There we go. Oh, it did okay. And then I'm going to cut this into a tag shape. You could round the corners. This is more like a little tag book. Just a little double-sided tag book. And you could always insert pages in here if you wanted to, but I'm just going to leave it because I'm going to leave it for writing space on the inside. And we will put a pull of some type on this. Alright, let's see what we've got. I guess I could use a blue one. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, today is Aaron's day to work over here in my house. And of course he couldn't do anything that caused you to have to use electricity because we had none. So he did what he could, and then he was like, Nene, I just can't do anything else until the power comes back on. And I said, well, now you can clean the bathrooms because you don't have to have power for that. And he said, Nene, I need power for that. I said, okay, I stand corrected. You need power for that. So, but boy, after the power come back on, he started working. He come out here, brought me his list. I always have to make him a list because he is a list person. If you know anything about autism, they like to be structured. They like to have list things to do. And he is no different. So he brought me his list out here and he said, it is finished. That was hard work, he said. I said, it was. He said, yes. It was really hard work trying to do it so fast. I said, well, you didn't have to do it so fast. He said, yes, I did, because it's lunchtime. Between 11:30 and 12, it's time for him to stop and go to lunch. He's on a schedule. You can't deviate from that schedule or he gets upset. I said, oh, okay, well, go ahead and go to lunch. You can finish it later if you want. There we go. Now, when I will flatten these out, they're pretty flat now, but I will put them under my mat and flatten them out. And then that will be ready to slide in a pocket. It has all types of journaling space in here. You could even put a little embellishment in here if you wanted. And that one is ready to go. Let's do another one. I like those too. Let's use I could use another scrap, but I think I'm going to use a different paper. But I gotta use one that's printed on the inside, I think. Let's use this. And we'll need to line it. So I'm just gonna fold about how big I want the tag. And yes, this one has been folded in the middle before, but that's okay. Now, you can keep this if you want, but since I'm just doing double tags right now, I'm going to cut it off and use it for something else. I can use that for just a regular tag. So I'm cutting mine at 3.5, or I'm making mine 3.5 inches tall. No, 3.5 inches wide. I'll get it out in a minute. And then we're going to go ahead and line it. And let's see if I got I got a scrap right there, and it's just the right size, I think. This is a book page. I love to use book pages on these because they absolutely make the best writing spots. Now, this one, I'm going to have to make sure I get pretty straight because, as you can see, it's just the right size. I have no wiggle room. Sticky, sticky. It's a tiny bit narrow, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be the exact because we can always ink it up. Tell that I think I missed a little bit right in here. So I'm going to try to pull some of that glue down to the middle. So I think I missed putting glue on the middle part a little bit. When you start to fold it, you can see if air bubbles are coming into play, and mine were. Oh, that's going to be a pretty one. That's very pretty. And let's do a tag shape. I'm going to cut this one a little bit steeper. Well, you kind of have to hold it. There we go. Okay, now let's put a little tab on the top, and I think this pink's going to be pretty. Whoa. Come back here. Okay, there we go. We have another. Let's find a little label to put on there. Yeah, I like that. First one I picked up is pretty good. Alright, there we go with another one. Okay guys, I think that is going to be it for today. We've got 2 very tall double tags made, and then 3 of the triple tags, triple booklet tags, whatever we want to call them, made. So I think that's all I'm going to do for today. And then I'm going to grab the e-kit, so I'm going to play around with it a little bit and see if I can get this project that's in my head to come out like I want it to. And hopefully it will. And we will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for your watching. Bye-bye.